Everybody has a cover sheet. This is how I do this. This is, yes, I'm an educator, if nothing else. So these are Christian artists who attempt to teach non-Jewish people something about the Jewish Bible. Seriously, because most of the people this art appealed to were what? They couldn't read. So how do you teach something? How do you teach people something? Visually. That's the way everybody learns first, visually. Okay? And that's what this is all about. And your early patrons of these artists were who? The church, because this is their product and this is what they're selling. Got it? Okay. We're in Ravenna, Italy. Anybody know where Ravenna is? Where's Ravenna? North of northeast Italy, about 130 miles south of Venice, about 250 miles north of Rome. And Ravenna, Italy was a center of Christianity in the 6th and 7th century. Did you know that? And they have a magnificent basilica there. And it's completely covered with mosaics. What are mosaics? What are mosaics? Come on, guys. If you're not going to talk to me, I'm going to sit down. What are mosaics? What do you mean tiles? Little pieces of something. Doesn't only have to be glass. Because these mosaics have mother of pearl. They have gold. They have silver. They have jade. Were they made for a special place? You bet. You bet. And let me see if this will throw. Oh, yes. We good? Okay. So we have 3 scenes here. 3 scenes. What do you think would be the most important scene? You would think the middle, but the middle has 3 figures here. 3 figures sitting at a table. What is the significance of 3 figures in Christianity? Thank you. Oh, good. Better? Yeah. Better. Yes. So that's the most important thing. What you have over here is the sacrifice of Isaac. And what you have over here is Abraham welcoming strangers into his tent. So what he's doing is welcoming who into his tent? The tree, right. He's welcoming, no. Okay. So have you got the message there? Abraham and Sarah are welcoming who? We say the angels. What's the message here? Who are they? Exactly, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Okay. This basilica was built at the same time as the Hagia Sophia was built. Where's the Hagia Sophia? Constantinople. It is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's quite magnificent. This is 130 feet wide. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, that's me. I'm doing the next one. Hello. Well, you all know this one. Where's this one from? Hold on. Where's the Sistine Chapel located? Do you know? Come on. Vatican, right, in Rome. Okay? And who did it? Michelangelo de Buonarroti. Okay? Someone who was rather religious, by the way. He was a religious gentleman. And when he died, he was very wealthy. Very successful artist. What are we looking at? What's my scene? Where's Adam? Right here. Who's this? God. Most famous pair of hands in history, would you say? Okay. Most famous? Anybody know what the Pietà looks like? Michelangelo's Pietà? Yes. Okay. If you look at Michelangelo's Pietà, Mary's hand looks just like this. Yes. So he does the Sistine Chapel, but he's not a painter first. He's actually wants to be an architect and a sculptor. And Pope Julius II sees his work and he says, you're pretty good. You're going to do my tomb. But before you finish my tomb, I want you to paint the ceiling. Do we say no to the Pope? Absolutely not. How many people have been to the Sistine Chapel? Yeah. Quite amazing. So we all know the story? Who do you think they are? Us, angels, yes. And by the way, Michelangelo, homosexual, loved the male figure. Keep it in mind. We're going to talk about that. Loved, quite nicely built, wouldn't you say? I would say so too. He has so that's bad? So you're going to be my fact checker now, right? No? All right, we'll see. What book is this from? I'm just asking from Genesis, okay? Because I decided I would ask you guys what books they were from. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, right then. Michelangelo again. This is from Pope Julius's tomb that was never finished. It's larger than life. What might he be holding under his arm? The 10 Commandments, absolutely. And I hope you're noticing this. In Hebrew, those are called keren. In Latin, they're called cornuta. And this, by the way, is a symbol for what in Italian? Anybody know? Come on now. We don't know? What? Say it again. We don't know then. All right, it's rude and it's an insult, so I don't mean to insult anybody. But if you want to insult your wife, you want to insult a man and say your wife's sleeping with someone else, you give him the horns. Just saying. So, it's cuckold, right, exactly. This is where the whole idea of Jews having horns come from. This is not supposed to be horns. What comes out of Moses' head? Light. And that's what this is supposed to be. So now you know where the whole concept of Jews and horns comes from. Michelangelo, Moses, Pope Julius's tomb, never finished. What's it made of? What do you think it's made of? It's made of. Why do you think it's made of marble? Why is it made of marble? Thank you. Common sense. That's it. They had a lot of it. She said they had a lot of it. Carrara. Yeah. Can I go on? And by the way, the tomb had 7 larger than life-size figures. In Italy, in Rome. Okay. In Rome. Okay. Can I go on? If you have any questions, stop me. This is an Italian artist whose name is Paolo Veronese. Paolo from Verona. What are we looking at here? What scene is this? You already have it. I gave you the answers. What scene is this? Finding of Moses. Let's take a look at the clothing. Does this look like more Italian? Yes, exactly right. Verona, known for its textiles. Well, why not dress them up? Do we see the baby? Right here? And what book is this from? Exodus. This painting is in the Prado. There's also another copy of it in the National Gallery in Washington, D.C. How big do you think it is? How large do you think it is? Am I talking too fast? I come from Brooklyn. Am I talking too fast? I have no accent. You have accents. More people speak like me, Larry. Yeah, right. Okay, so talk to me. What? 30, pretty good, Gail. 23 by 17. Pretty good. What can I say? It looks square because when you reproduce from the internet and you don't have really, really high quality reproductive technology, it gets distorted. I used to do my program with slides. I had my little piece of film, I put it in, I pressed the button, took me 3 seconds to set up, and you had an exact reproduction. We're good, that's gone. Okay. So, the finding of Moses, one of several. There is a little dwarf here. What's with the dwarf? What's with the dwarf? Why did we have dwarves here? We're outside a very expensive villa, by the way. Dwarves were used for entertainment. Like eunuchs, entertainment. All right? They were an oddity. And so here she's drifting along the river. She brings her whole court with her. He's going to entertain her. And what do they find? They find a baby. They find a baby in a basket. Yes. Contemporary clothing. Can artists do that? Of course. Of course. This is my Mr. Caravaggio. Anybody know anything about Caravaggio and his artwork? What made him wild? He was a womanizer. I love that word. Go ahead. He was a gambler. He was also a murderer. He hung out with the lowest of the low. And those are the people he used for his models. Wow. Find a prostitute, put her in as Mary. Put her in as Mary. Why not? So, what are we looking at here? And by the way, this is also a self-portrait of who? Self-portrait of who? Yes. All right, so talk to me. What's happening here? What are we looking at? What's the scene? David and Goliath. Do we like the David? Yeah. Smaller and younger. Why do you say that? Okay, so you know your Bible. You know your Bible. Does this maybe look a little bit more true to the, not true to the story, but more believable? Maybe, perhaps. Mr. Caravaggio, light and dark. Anyone know the phrase for that? The word for that? What's the word for that, Miranda? Chiaroscuro. Light and dark. Okay. Do we like it? Does it tell us a story? Talk to me. Does it communicate what it's supposed to do? No? Yes? Who said no? Don't think so? Tell me, what? It doesn't say anything about David. It's the end of the story. Yeah. So we're not watching David do it. Well, there's some blood right here. So what you need to find out the narrative is to do what? You got to know your Bible. You got to know your Bible, right? This is all about educating people. It's all about perhaps wanting them to know this is the ending. How did it begin? This is how people learned the Bible, visually. Let me show you another artist with the same scene. Talk to me. Interesting. Look at what he's holding. He's holding a sword. Where is Goliath? Oh, Goliath's head is here. Here he is, right here. Where's his sling? What did he use his sword for? Cut off his head. Yes. This gentleman, the artist who did this, is Orazio Gentileschi. Do you know that name? What do we know? Oh, all right. There's my art historian. What do you know about Orazio? Okay. Anything else about him? He's the father of Artemisia, and we're going to talk about her too. You got it. He's not nearly as well known as Caravaggio, but I'm glad you said that. They were very good friends. They drank together. They hung out together. Yes, very. So he was Orazio Gentileschi was influenced by Caravaggio. And he was a good enough painter, Mr. Gentileschi, that he becomes the court painter to the King of England for 13 years, and he dies in London. What does the court painter do? What's that? What's the job of the court painter? Come on now. Who's he have to please? The king. Only one patron, right? Okay. Good job. Where do you live? Live in the palace. Yeah, very good job. Orazio Gentileschi, 1563, 1639. He had 6 children. We all know about Artemisia. What we're going to what? In England? Charles. Bingo. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. You're checking me or I'm checking you? What are we doing here? Either one? All right. Apparently. Okay. So, do we like this one better? Do we like this one better? Is this a better part of the story? Yes or no? Rosalie. Would you want him to be? Isn't he more the hero? All right. Do we like this one better, sir? Do we like this one better for the story, or you're still at the end? Still at the end. So in order to find out, you have to learn something, right? Right. What is this painted on? Oil on? Not canvas. Not wood. Copper. Yes, oil on copper. Yes, oil on copper. How big do you think this one is? 37 by 29. Yeah. If you know this art, you're going to know this artist because of the way he always does his women. It's Rubens and his Rubenesque women. What does Rubenesque mean? A little fat? Ooh, I don't know about. How about Zoftig is a better word? I like that word. I like that better than fat. Okay, little Zoftig. Yes. What are we looking at here? Come on. We're looking. What's the story? Samson and. All right. Then anyone know what book it's from? Book of Judges. This is at the National Gallery in London. Excuse me. You like the red? Why do you like the red? And you've been listening to me. That's it. When you go to art school, you learn tricks. You learn tricks. And one of the big tricks is to use the color red because it draws your eye. It shows you the action. Not only that, but it could be for blood. Do we see the soldiers? Where are the soldiers? They're coming through the door. Okay. Did you know that Delilah was a Philistine? Yes, and so what do the rabbis take from this? Don't intermarry. Outside of your tribe, right? Don't intermarry. And Delilah, and I discovered this doing my research for you guys, so I have to thank you. Delilah was Samson's wife's sister. Whatever. And she dies with him when he pulls the temple down. She does die with him. You think she feels guilty? Did she have to did she have to die with him? Come on. Yes? No? Why did she have to die with him? She what? She should be punished. Okay, she should be punished. That's why I say, did she have to stay in there and die? She didn't have to stay in there and die. She knew what was going to happen. Well, you and I can talk afterwards. Yeah. All right. All right. So, Samson and Delilah. Rubens does this at the age of 31. Rubens. This is a woman right here. This is the barber. The barber. She didn't cut his hair. The barber cut his hair. Oh. Yes. Talk to me. I hear it. What? Rubens is not Jewish. Oh, no. Rubens, that's his last name. Sir Peter Paul Rubens. He was a diplomat. He spoke 5 languages. He was court painter to the King of Flanders, as well as an incredible painter, and also did many tapestries. Rubens had 2 wives. His first wife dies. He marries her niece. She's 16. He's 53. He has 6 children with the second wife. Mr. Rubens, busy guy. And one of the things I like to tell you when we talk about Rubens, he had a huge workshop. What do I mean when I say a huge workshop? He had assistants and apprentices. Anybody know who his most famous assistant was? Van Dyck. Anthony Van Dyck was his most famous assistant. So what does Rubens do? Because he's so busy. He travels all over Europe. I say he's a diplomat. And, well, that doesn't take very long. Doesn't take that long. As they say, it's my pleasure. It doesn't take very long, right? Right. So Rubens designs painting or the tapestry. Someone has commissioned him. What does commission mean? This table hasn't talked to me at all. What does commission mean? Someone is paid to do it. He presents it to his studio. You do a good job on hands. You do a good job on noses. You do a good job on feet. You do a good job on heads. You do your work. Rubens is doing whatever he's doing. He's traveling. He's not there. He comes in at the end. He looks at it, and he says, oh, I'm going to just tweak this, and I'm just going to tweak this, and I'm going to maybe change this slightly, and I'm going to sign it Rubens, and it's a Rubens. Of course it's legal. And it's now artists do that. Do you guys know the artist who does the balloon dogs? Doesn't touch it. Just his idea. Doesn't touch it at all. It's just his concept. And Saul Lewitt does it. And Saul Lewitt does it also. So yes, is it legal? So. All right now. This was considered so bloody. This was commissioned by Cosimo de' Medici. You know that name? He wanted this scene. He said, it's too bloody, I can't hang it. What is happening here? She's cutting his head off. Do we see the sword here? Okay. Do we know this? Judith and Holofernes. Do we know this story? Oh, it's a great story. Judith is a Jewish widow, beautiful. They're always beautiful, right? Judith lives in a town that the Assyrians are attacking. And Holofernes is the general. He, of course, sees her, and he wants her. She invites him to her tent. She gets him drunk. She kills him. And in the morning, she opens the flap to the tent, holds his head up, and what do his troops do? They run for the hills. Has she saved the town? You bet. This is a self-portrait. This is a self-portrait. This is Artemisia Gentileschi, the daughter of Orazio Gentileschi. Wow. Is she enjoying this? Is she concentrating? But this is her servant. This is her lady servant. And whenever you see this scene, and this was a very popular scene in Renaissance art and in Baroque art, a lot of artists did this. She was an excellent artist. Her father, who initially was her teacher, felt that he couldn't teach her anymore. He hires a teacher for her. His last name is Tassi, Tassi. He promptly rapes Artemisia. She takes him to court. This is the early 1600s. She takes him to court for raping her. Do they believe her? No. They torture her. They pull out some of her fingernails. And then they finally believe her. Does he serve any time? No. History repeats itself, yes? Artemisia, 1593, 1652. Such a recognized artist. She's the first female artist in the Florence Academy of Art. This is a big deal to be voted in by your fellow artists. It's almost like they couldn't keep her out. Michelangelo is familiar with her work. He critiques her art. She does 1 or 2 paintings for Michelangelo. She's a very good friend of Galileo's. She's a fascinating woman. And bloody, 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 bloody. She also knows Caravaggio. We have light and we have dark. And there's the red. There's the red again. Anybody want to tell me anything about this painting? From any vantage point, please. Go ahead. Spots of light, right? Spots of light. So theatrical, right? So theatrical, so dramatic, much more than showing the full face. Thank you very much. I like your earrings. Thank you very much. So, we good? Can I go on? Judith and how this, by the way, she did 4 of these, 4 of the same scene, and she always puts herself in. She's all about revenge. Revenge against who? Against men is what she's really into. Yes. Okay. This one is at the Uffizi in Italy. Yeah. We good? Okay. An artist you might not know, Bernardo Cavallino. Formally trained, comes from Naples. We really don't know an awful lot about him. What is the scene? He did 2. This one is at the Louvre. He did another one that's in Madrid. What's happening here? Anybody know? What does it say? Lot and his daughters. What's the story of Lot and what's the story? What happened with Lot? Come on. What happened? Let me hear that table over there. I want that table over there. Let me hear that. Yeah. Why? Why did they get him drunk? Children. Exactly. Incest. Yeah. Say it again, Ron. This is at the Louvre. Does he look drunk? Look at his face. Look at his face. What color does he have on his face? Red. Right. Lot and his daughters. This artist dies. He's 39 years old. We don't know where his art would have gone. You don't know where his art. Bernardo Cavallino. We only have about 80 paintings by him. Yeah. Two. That's correct. Because she didn't listen. She didn't listen. So, talk to me. What's happening here? Eliezer. Anyone know that story? What's going on with that? This is Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres, Napoleon's favorite painter. Whenever you see a fabulous portrait of Napoleon, Ingres did it. What's going on here? And so what's going on? Water. Who is she feeding the water to? The camels. She a nice girl? Sweet? Generous? Yes. Look at the difference in the style. Look at the difference in the style. Besides the color, look at the difference in the way the art is applied. Yeah. Not a follower of Caravaggio. Ingres was a neoclassical artist. You like the textures? Yeah. What do you like about the textures, Rosalie? He went to the École de Beaux-Arts. Anybody know what that is? The École de... Look at all the things we're learning here. Does anyone know what the École de Beaux-Arts? Where is the École de Beaux-Arts? It's in Paris. It's a most prestigious traditional art school. Started in the late 1600s by the French king. You have to pass a test to get in there. And the École de Beaux-Arts did not allow women as students until 1892. Very traditional, very classical art. So talk to me. Does it tell the story? You know the story because you know the name. How does he show Rebecca? What about the body language? Come on, what about the body language? Yeah, she's very modest, I think. Modest, wouldn't you say? Because they haven't done it. She's the only one that's offered to do that. Please. What is in the background? What is in the background? Is it a window? Are we outside? Are we inside? Where are we? This is supposed to be a well. So this, to me, looks like we're indoors. Yes? We're indoors. And this is a wall. That's what it looks like to me. Can an artist do that? Can an artist change the story slightly? Absolutely. Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres, 1780, 1867. Where are we here? Outdoors. Where was that? These are all Jewish Bible. These are all Jewish Bible stories. All of them. All of them. That's why I chose them. And I choose to use the phrase Jewish Bible. I decided I don't like Old Testament. I like Jewish Bible myself. So, what's happening? What are we looking at? Harvesting. Yes. Ruth and Boaz. What's the story about Ruth? Ruth. Come on. What's the story? Ruth. Whither thou goest, I will go. And so, what is one of the things in Leviticus? What must you do in the fields? You must leave some of the grain for who? For the widows and for the poor, for the gleaners, yes. Yes. So, but we're all dressed up here as French peasants. We're all dressed just like that piece we saw with Finding Moses. She was dressed in gorgeous textiles from Verona. This painter is Jean-Francois Millet, known as the painter of peasants. We're now starting to come into the 1800s. We're now starting to not only paint the famous, but we're starting now to paint the average guy. We're on the way to the Impressionists. Jean-Francois Millet, a founder of the Barbizon School of Painting. Anyone know what that is? Anyone know where Barbizon is in France? It's a town outside of the Fontainebleau forest. And these artists would gather and they would paint together. And these are some of the first plein air painters. What is plein air meaning, please? My lady with the earrings? Outdoors, in full air, yes. So the Impressionists were not the first. They just took it further. What do you mean? Here's Boaz. Boaz was not her husband. Boaz was I think the gentleman who owned the fields. Help me with the Bible here. He was a relative of, I'm sorry? Because Ruth's husband dies. And Naomi says, you don't have to come back with me because you're not part of my group. You stay with your folks, right? Right? And so, and Ruth says, no, whither thou goest, and there's your convert. There's your convert. Yes. Talk to me. Well, yes, no. Does it give you the story? Would you like it better if they were dressed as if they had lived 2,000 years ago? Does it change it? Does it change it to you? Or does it make it easier to understand? Does it make it more accommodating to you? Well, more accommodating. Yes, it's more approachable. This was displayed at the French Salon. Anyone know what the French Salon was? What's that? Every year. You had to be juried show, and it was run by the French government. And if you were accepted, you were on your way to becoming a recognized, successful artist. A big deal. The painter named it Ruth and Boaz. But in order to display it, he changed the name, called Harvester's Resting. Does that change the whole thing? Isn't that interesting that he felt the need to change the name? Wow. Oh, the whole thing is different. Yeah. He felt the need to change the name. This, by the way, is at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. Yeah, 27 by 47. What about the ladders? What are these? Haystacks. I hope you're thinking Monet somewhere down the line. Haystacks. Okay? Haystacks. Jean-Francois Millet, painter of peasants. By the way, I forgot to tell you. Rubens was called the painter of princes and the prince of painters. Yeah, forgot to mention that. All right, then. We've already seen this scene. What's the scene? Samson and Delilah. This is Gustave Moreau, who was one of the teachers for Henri Matisse. Now look at the way, look at. Does she have a different approach than? Yes or no? Yes. Oh, yes. What do you mean? Who said, oh, yes? And why did you say, oh, yes? Go ahead. I'm talking about her. Oh. She's done it. Is she proud of herself? A little, yes. There's more emotion here. There's more emotion in what she did. Do we like the colors? Yes. Gustave Moreau. This is at his museum, which used to be his house in Paris. Came from a wealthy, wealthy family. His family encouraged him to paint. What does coming from wealth allow the artist to do? Paint exactly what he wants, right? Freedom. Freedom. It's a gift. It's a gift. Aha. Aha. Yes, this is Mr. Klimt, who, by the way, spent 6 months studying in Ravenna, studying all of those gorgeous mosaics. Yes. And this is Judith and Holofernes again. Really? Oh, he's here. Oh, he's here. Where's Holofernes? Right here. He's right here. Anybody know who this woman is? Because we know who she is. This is Adele Bloch-Bauer. If you've gone to the Neue Gallery and you've seen the portrait of her, this is the same woman. Adele Bloch-Bauer. Right, right. So Adele Bloch-Bauer, there was a whole coterie of extremely, extremely wealthy upper class Jews living in Austria at this time. And they all wanted their wives to be painted by Klimt. Klimt slept with every single one of his models. And the husband thought that this was a what? A what? Come on now. Famous artist chooses my wife. How'd the husband feel about it? Honored. Absolutely honored. Absolutely honored. Oh, yeah. Absolutely honored. What's that? Of course he had to pay for the paintings. Of course he did. But now we know that his wife was gorgeous enough that he wanted, and Klimt painted her not once, but 3 times. 3 times. And Klimt, who never married himself, goes on to have at least 14 children, 6 of whom he recognized. The rest of them he didn't recognize. And he never dressed. He always wore kaftan. He always wore kaftan. That's how he painted. You got it. That's exactly right. He always had models lying around. I'm serious. He always had models lying around in his studio. And whenever he was in the mood, the kaftan. See? And he also loved cats. Anybody love cats here? He also loved cats, okay? And someone said, and he let them roam through the studio. And somebody said to him one day, but your cats, they're peeing all over the place. And he says, that's okay. He says, cat's piss is a wonderful fixative for oil. Done, okay? Gustav Klimt. 1826, 1890. I love these little stories. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. This is, hold on. This is 73 by 81. Full, big piece. National Gallery in London. National Gallery in London. I don't know. What do you think she's holding? I don't know what she's holding. I know she's holding his head. I don't know what she's holding here. Okay. All right. Okay. Gold. Loved to use gold. His father was an engraver, and he learned how to work with gold leaf from his father. This is an expressionist piece of art, how the artist feels about the subject. What's going on here? What's going on here? Dan, do we all see the golden calf? Right here. Right here. And the artist who did this is Emil Nolde. He happened to assign it over here. Expressionist art, lots of color, lots of energy, lots of movement. Mr. Nolde was an interesting guy. He actually was a Nazi. He's a Nazi sympathizer. And for some reason, Hitler didn't like his art. Hitler liked very traditional, very old-looking art. This was too avant-garde for him. So instead of having it displayed in the 1937 German-sponsored art show, Hitler's group put this piece in a group with the degenerate artists. Who were the degenerate artists? A lot of Jews. All right, art that Hitler didn't appreciate for sure. Destroyed hundreds of pieces of art from so many famous artists, most of whom were Jewish. Yeah. So did he catch the mood? Did he catch the mood here? Is it a frenzy? Yeah. Can you actually hear the music, or the shouting, or the yelling, or whatever? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? When you look at this, can you hear it? No? Yes? I love the colors he uses. Warm colors. Lot of movement. And look what color the shadows are. 200 years ago, if this was done, the shadows wouldn't be blue. What color would they be? Black. You can thank the Impressionists for having us understand that shadows can be blue and not necessarily black. So, did anybody fall in love with any of these pieces? You were very quiet for me today. I don't know. Come on now. Anybody fall in love with any of these? Anybody? We'll get to him in a minute. Anybody? What about back here at that table? You like the Michelangelo? Why? And what do they call him? Mike. Okay. And does he like Michelangelo's work too? What do you like about Michelangelo's style? Yes, he was. Yes, he did. He died very wealthy. He died very, very wealthy. You're Donna Hughes' boyfriend. Donna Hughes, who was my son's fourth grade teacher. I thought I recognized you with the hairstyle. Okay. No. More than that. Oh my goodness. Yes, I said that, right? Without, and what I love about this, would it have changed for you if the finger had touched his finger? Would that have changed the painting? How? Miranda, how would that have changed the painting for you? How so? Actually touched. And they didn't need to touch. All Adam needed was the life force. Yes? And by the way, that's the face of Julius. Yeah. Well, most popes came from wealthy families or vice versa. Yeah. Most popes did. It was a political placement. Yes. I mean, this to me that's a genius. And again, is it necessary for the mortal, to touch God? Is it necessary to actually touch God? No, it's not necessary. Not necessary. Just the force. The force. Don't you feel more energy when it's not touched? Oh, I agree. 100%. I agreed. Yeah. May the force be with you. Okay. Anybody else? Come on. So this artist was not Jewish, but what? Christian. Yeah. Okay, I like. Yeah, he didn't know he didn't know our rules. Anybody else, Larry? Oh yeah, please. This is my point about Michelangelo. He loved the male body. He thought the male body was far, far more beautiful than the female body was. Period. That's it. It's as simple as that. And by the way, in the Sistine Chapel, when you look at the ceiling, not one of the poses is the same. They're all different, and there's in the Sistine roof ceiling, they're all from the Jewish Bible. There is nothing from the Christian Bible on that ceiling. Nothing. Nothing. Anybody else? Do you like the Moreau? Well, let's go to the Moreau. Why do you like the Moreau? Let's go to the Moreau. You like his palette. Tell me. Wait, let me go to the Moreau again. Mm-hmm. Okay. You always have the servant, right? Okay. Did I not say that he was a teacher of Matisse? Who is what? The king of color, the prince of color, what, however you want to. Oh, fair enough. Then the teacher has succeeded. If the student is better than the teacher, then the teacher has succeeded, right? Right? Please. Then painting. Oh, what an interesting what? Pat yourself. What an interesting observation. What do you have to say, Carol? You ever said anything the whole time here? And you always talk to me. Come on. Any painting, I don't care. You want the Artemisia? You like the revenge. Is that not, could that not be a poster for Me Too? Right? Could that not be a Me Too? Perfect, right? Well, whatever. I got you now. I got you now. Yeah. All right. Too bloody for a Medici to hang. Can you imagine? Too bloody for him to hang it on his wall. He said, "I can't do that. It's terrible. It's very off-putting." Anybody else? Nobody? What about you? Yeah. Vous. Yeah. Pourquoi pas? Why not? Is there one that you'd like to have in your house if you had a choice? Come on. Which Moses? Oh, you want the statue. You want the statue. Okay. Okay. Why not? You got high ceilings. Okay. What about over here? Dr. Peskin, did you fall in love with anything here? You're watching. How about her? No, you wouldn't want the Klimt. Why not? Oh, you like this one? Ah. And yes, it's definitely, you definitely get the energy of the scene. 100%, right? 100%. To me, this is a very noisy painting. It's very noisy. There's a lot of people screaming, yelling. Everybody's drunk, right? Emil Nolde said the only book I ever read was the Bible. And he does many erotic biblical scenes. Yeah. Many erotic biblical scenes. Let me see who else. Pardon me? What? It could be. It could be. Let me see who's been quiet back here. I always like to call on the quiet people. What? Carol, losing my pants here. What?
I was at a lecture with John Walsh. I don't know if anybody else goes to lectures at Yale. And he was showing my college group, which is an all-female group, a picture. I don't remember which one, but it had Moses, and then it had David in there. And I said, is that a Jewish character? He said, of course. And so I said, well, how come he's not circumcised? And he said, John Walsh said, I don't know if you know who he is.
Is he the gentleman who lost his son?
No.
Different John
He
Walsh.
does lectures at Yale.
Okay.
And is the husband of one of my classmates. But, so he was doing a special tour for us. And he said, in all the years I've been doing art, and he's doing another series, and he said, I never thought of that. I said, because you're not Jewish. And the only other person who was going to comment, because I was the only Jewish one in the group, and was her husband was a doctor, and she said, I was thinking it, but I was afraid to say it.
What about back here? Besides Donna's boyfriend, anybody here? What are you? Did you fall in love with anything here?
Many of them look great.
Would you like to have one in your house? If you could have one, would you like to choose one? Or not? Okay. Okay. Aren't you glad you moved? Aren't you glad you moved now? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
If you look at the work that Michelangelo has done of women, you can see that he didn't have the anatomy right. He really did not understand the physicality of women.
I said he was a homosexual, and he was
And it
very
shows.
into it, and it shows.
And it shows.
And
in
it
his
shows.
work.
Yes, he really appreciated a beautiful, gorgeous young male body.
He appreciated He appreciated a gorgeous young male body without question. Without question. Anybody else? So this is how I do it. It's a conversation. I said it's not a lecture. I hope you enjoyed it because I always have fun. So thank you. Thank you.